At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
This is where the fun begins.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
We're back.
Hey.
Back with a vengeance.
Yeah, we made it back. I can't believe it.
Listen, we were very negative last Wednesday talking about,
We weren't too bad.
We weren't too bad, but we were like, hey, we took a break and acolyte this and acolyte that.
It was the aftermath of the Acolyte. You had to take a 2-week break to reset and realize you actually like Star Wars for a specific
You know what?
reason.
To be honest, though, actually, I sent you there a couple channels, right, Sean? Like where a lot of people took breaks last week.
Yeah.
It was crazy. No one was like streaming, even like the regular podcasters from that, like that's part of like the YouTube realm. Like that's like they just like took a break. But it's good to take a break once in a while. Talk about Star Wars like all year long. You kind of need to just kind of like, just reset and just come back fresh. And yeah. And but you know what?
Too.
Yeah, but you know what though? D23 happened. And I don't know about you guys, but Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. Right. Goonies. Yeah. Goonies, Star Wars Goonies.
Goonies,
I think,
Stranger Things.
I think if we go into this just with we're not going to nitpick it as much as we did the Acolyte, because the Acolyte was really dipping into some lore. Yeah. I think we're just going to take it as lighthearted, and it could be like Stranger Things, Goonies. It could be really fun. So
yeah,
I'm trying to be an optimist here. I keep saying that, but I'm going to try to stay neutral. So if I don't like it, I'm just not going to watch it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
No stress. I have a different opinion on all this Acolyte stuff, and
I know. I was watching some streams. I know you actually enjoyed it, right, Matt?
No, it's not so much that. It's more that I don't like the comparisons. I don't like to talk about like it's the worst thing in Star Wars, because I don't think it's the worst thing in Star Wars. I think the Book of Boba Fett was much worse, and that was written by Jon Favreau. And then I think on top of that, I think episodes 1 and 2 are like hot garbage compared to the Acolyte, because the acting and the writing and the directing was freaking horrible. But that said, I still really enjoy watching them. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's a different way to do it. Like I get that there's a lot of like feelings and we want things to be very good. I totally understand that. But I just want people to talk
positively.
No, not even positively. You don't have to be positive. You don't have to like it. I'm not saying you have to like something. I'm just more saying have a human brain and talk about things in a very like even way.
Yeah.
As in like, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the best thing ever. It doesn't have to be. But it's, as long as we're understanding that if we're comparing things, there are other things. There is Jar Jar Binks in the universe. And I love Jar Jar Binks. I'm a huge fan of Jar Jar Binks, but come on.
That makes two of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And that's why I don't, it was okay. Like I thought the Acolyte was fine, but I'm also not taking things personally. I'm trying very hard to change my perspective on Star Wars and just not take things personally. Like it's whatever, dude. They're not trying to like hurt you. They're not trying to screw your love for Star Wars. They're trying to make something good. And you would think $100 and whatever million would get you to make something good, but it's also very hard to make good content. It just is. It's very hard to make good shows. I mean, look at Game of Thrones, for the love of, Game of Thrones was freaking great. And then look what they did to the ending of it. And some people like what they did, right? So it's just a perspective of.
Actually, I have to agree with you on that one. Like Game of Thrones, like honestly, it was great. And then the last episode, you're like, wait, I was like, is this the last episode or second to the last episode? Because it was like a build up to another build up to the build up for the next season.
Yeah.
And I get it. But see, here's the thing too. It's all about money. At the end of the day, like sometimes I feel like some of these companies, whether it be Disney or Warner Brothers or Max or whatever the case is, sometimes they just don't care about storytelling. They just care about like how much money it will generate for them. And it's a shame because then
a clear example of that, PJ, is what they did with the Grogu. Right? Like, Grogu from what I understand, Grogu was not supposed to be in the entire, like, all the episodes and all the series and all the seasons of Mandalorian. But
even a Book of Boba,
right? It made them so much money that they were like, "Oh, let's put him in everything." It's just
Well, I think you and Sean are in the same boat. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I mean, not as much, right? I agree with you guys. Like, I think Grogu should have not come back, not so soon, at least, not in another character's show.
I know.
Yeah, that was screwed up.
I just would have really loved to seen Grogu go away, and maybe he's like, I don't know. I mean, there's been some theories that like Luke was training him near like a black hole or some shit. So like time moves really slow there, and so like he trained a lot and like. Dude, but that's the problem is now you have to figure out like how to explain something that you don't understand, right? Like, why not just write it in a way that, like, it would have been cool if they just made it so he comes back a lot later and he's actually badass.
Yeah,
like he's actually killing people. Like that would have been awesome.
Yeah, but
even
again,
if they're a little bit bigger too, where he's just not this little baby, like,
right?
Make him like a teenage Grogu and a Jedi. I could live with that.
It'd be cool,
you know.
It'd be really cool.
It'd be cool too. And you know what too? It's that, stop trying to make him everything. It's like he's trying to be a Jedi, he's a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
What's next? He's gonna be part of the Night Sisters. Like, what's going on? He's gonna be part of the Empire. I mean, he's gonna be Sith. Like I don't know. Like at some point, like I get it. Like he makes you money, but don't put him in everything.
Well, and the bigger problem though is that the Mandalorian has to watch him everywhere he goes. He's a kid.
Yeah, that shit drives me nuts. He's a babysitter.
Yeah, especially if you have kids, which you guys, Sean, do you have kids, Sean? Yeah. So you guys both have kids. Like you realize how like annoying kids are and like how you have to like watch them all the time. When you go, like when I was in San Diego Comic-Con recently with my kid, like you take 1 second to look at something and they're like across the freaking, like they're looking at something else way over there, and all of a sudden it's like thousands of people around them, and like it's crazy. So like he's always got to watch this kid or have someone watch this kid or like, and that's it's always something he has to think about, and it's so annoying. It's like just be a freaking badass bounty hunter. Like let him be that.
Well, you see how his demeanor changes when he's not around. He's a badass.
Yeah,
he's
right.
Like,
right.
No holds barred, and then all of a sudden kids around, he's like, oh, I gotta straighten up. Like,
yeah. It's annoying. And look, I get the fun part about it and the interesting part about it in the first season. I totally get it. It was very interesting when it happened, but I just kind of wish once he gave him to Luke, just let Luke do his thing with him. Like let him train and get bigger, and like that was a perfect thing. But of course he makes so much money that they have to bring him back. And I listen, I can't knock it necessarily. I get it. It's kids love them. So
yeah, but it's just there's so it's just not Grogu, right? Like there's so many other things that they could explore in the Star Wars universe. Like I just feel like they're lost. They're just absolutely lost with their IP. And did you watch Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. Yeah, I didn't think it was the best one, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the plot, obviously, I think, we can all agree. Even Deadpool kind of mocked the plot. It just didn't make any sense.
The bad guy was like, what's the point of the bad guy?
I
didn't get the point of it.
What's that called? The timeline, the particle destroy, whatever the case is. He's like, oh, there's the MacGuffin. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, it is what it is. But again, though, like it mid over $1 billion.
Oh, yeah. It's fun to watch. Really fun to watch.
It's fun, exactly. A fun movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a fun movie. It did a lot of like fan service to the characters, right? Like especially, I mean, people were going crazy when he was putting on the mask on.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
They captured the female audience by
Well, their action scenes were bonkers.
Yeah. Yes.
And cameos help. Having cameos was special.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the formula, man. Like I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's just like you just make it fun. Don't make it like
The
too.
thing that Deadpool has going for itself, though, is that it doesn't take itself seriously, and
Yeah.
people enjoy that. Like people like going into something where they just know it's a good movie, it's a fun movie, it has something to do with all these characters, but it's also like Deadpool is kind of like whatever. Like I don't give a shit what you think about me or what you think of, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of that way of watching a movie, and that's kind of really refreshing.
Yeah.
Really
It
nice.
it was refreshing, man.
Yeah, it's great. But I get what you're saying. I have zero problems with people not liking The Acolyte. I have no problem with it. If you like it, if you don't like it for certain reasons, that's totally fine. I just want to make sure we're comparing things on a level playing field. That's all. I just want to make sure we understand that Star Wars hits and misses all the time.
But here's the thing, though, is that like perfect example is the Deadpool and Wolverine, where a good majority enjoyed it.
Sure.
Right? It is what it is. Why can't we have content like that for Star Wars?
Sure.
Where there's going to be a few that they have their they don't really like it.
Yeah.
But majority of us love it. Where we're like excited. We're buying merch. I mean, for goodness sakes, I don't know about you guys. I actually have 3 popcorn buckets.
I got
no, it's a great idea for them to do that. I mean,
but I'm buying merch because of this movie.
Right.
Like that's the thing that excites us, and that's what they don't understand that.
I mean,
like, that
PJ,
makes them money.
you heard that like Jason, we watched the movie, and then he went the next day, and I think it was the next day or that night or something. He pre-ordered the Iron Studios quarter scale Deadpool and Wolverine. They look so good in person, by the way, when we saw them. And so like, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. When you make something that people really like, it makes everything sell better, and you get more things. I totally agree with that. Now that on the flip side of that, and I don't know how you guys feel about Andor, but like I really liked Andor, and
I loved it.
There's nothing for Andor. Like they didn't make anything for Andor.
Oh, come on.
They didn't make anything for Andor.
But it's weird though. Andor is another one. And
come on.
And Andor is another one of those shows though that split down the middle. Either you like it or you
totally.
don't.
And that's
like
fine.
I love it. That's up my alley.
I did feel like I shouldn't say maybe I'm not like knowing how many people didn't like. I felt like the majority of people enjoyed it.
Yes, yes, I agree. But, and honestly, though, it's a well-written show, well directed. I'm not taking good actors. I am not taking anything away from that. It was just very different.
It's very slow. It's very slow.
It's a lot of it's not. Like it didn't feel Star Wars to me because the Star Wars that you were used to is very campy, fun. It's just like quick. This is different. And
did you like Rogue One?
I love Rogue One.
Okay, so Rogue One's like probably my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie. So like Andor is it's up there for me. I really enjoyed it, but again, it's all subjective, right? It's all one of those things where you might not like it, and so. I just don't know if we're ever going to get to the point where I feel like Star Wars fans are so fickle with how we feel about content and how we feel about like what's coming out that I just don't know if that'll ever happen.
It will. It will, because you know why? There's always there's a lot of content that we're divisive with, but then we get Rogue One. We get Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and it like rejuvenates us, and we're like, oh wow, they could do something special with the IP and make everyone or majority of everyone like happy.
And I think that is I think that's an every now and then type of thing. I just don't think I just wonder if it's not possible with the type of shows that they want to come out with and the type of content that they want to come out with. Because if you think about it, you can't necessarily blame Disney or anybody that buys Star Wars for what was it, $4 billion or whatever it was. I can't even remember. You can't really blame them for going, man, we really want to make content and get people to buy things and get people to be, you know what I mean? And get that money back and make money beyond that. You can't really blame them for that. So I do think it does make sense to me that they want to come out with stuff. And I love them, even if it's not my favorite thing ever that I might watch. I do love that we're getting stuff. Like Skeleton Crew, like I watched that trailer and I was like, man, that's fun. Like it may not be, it may not,
different.
It's different, and it may not be everyone's cup of tea. That's all I'm saying is that I just don't think everybody's going to jump on board with all this stuff. Like I don't.
I feel like, well, with the Skeleton Crew, I kind of been scouring like the internet and just looking in the comments, and a lot of people, a good majority, have been kind of like optimistic.
Sure.
I wouldn't say excited, but optimistic about the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a result of maybe Acolyte and everyone's kind of like divisive with that, and everyone's kind of like exhausted with that, and then maybe this is something refreshing, something different,
right?
And but in the most part, I think everyone's kind of excited about this show, or looking forward to it. I wouldn't say excited, but
yeah.
But the thing too is that like I have faith in Disney, like I, with the MCU, like they did such a great job with the whole Endgame, and then obviously things happen, and I feel like it's not like some of the producers' fault, or even the directors, or even the writers. I just feel like sometimes the big higher ups just get so greedy, and they start interjecting like, "Hey, we want Grogu back on the show. Why did you send him away to Luke?" With Luke, right? And then like bring him back. I don't care how you do it, bring him back. And then we're like watching Book of Boba, and we're like all of a sudden like, what the? Why is there 2 Mandalorian episodes in this show?
Book of Boba is so strange to me. That's honestly one of the big problems I have with even like, let's throw like Star Wars Theory in the mix, right? Like I watched some of Star Wars Theory talking about the Acolyte, and I'm just like, dude, like I can't take you seriously when you tell me it's the worst thing in Star Wars. I just can't. I can't, like, now all of a sudden I've stopped listening to you because there's stuff in Star Wars where I can't watch it. I have to speed through it because I actually can't watch it, which it's just like episode 1 with the little kid. He's such a bad actor, and I feel bad saying it, like, but he's so bad in my opinion that I can't watch him in episode 1. I literally have to speed through him because it just pisses the shit out of me. And so like there's stuff like that I feel like is worse in my opinion. Book of Boba Fett is like, look, can you guys count? Do you even have enough fingers on your hands to count how many mirrors were on the mopeds that they had in that show? Like those little like bikes that they had 30 mirrors on the sides of them. It was ridiculous. Like some of the stuff they had in that show was absolutely embarrassing.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where like I don't see how that's. I mean, Boba Fett, for the love of God, he's such a beloved character. He was in and out of that Bacta tank every episode. He was so old. He was so old that he couldn't even like spend 30 minutes outside of the Bacta tank. Like, so all I'm saying is that like, it just felt like there's other things that we weren't comparing things to. But again, you don't have to like it. That doesn't mean it's good in your opinion or in someone else's opinion. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that. I just want us to be honest about some of the other content that's been out in Star Wars. And again, if you're honest about that, you can then look at it and go, there's hit and misses all throughout Star Wars, right? Look at the sequels. Look at some of the even the originals. Like some people didn't like some things in the originals. Some people didn't like things in the episode 1, 2, and 3. So we're all of us aren't going to agree on everything. But do I think you're right that they should have some bangers? Yes. And I think Rogue One is a good example, in my opinion, of that. Yeah. It's a banger. And
but here's the thing too. It's just like, what makes it a banger, and what makes Deadpool and Wolverine a banger?
It's that's the tough part. I agree. Cameo, sure.
Right. Connecting the dots. Well, I don't know. Deadpool connected the dots, but a lot of fan service, right?
Yeah.
Like where you're like, oh wow, Wolverine's putting his mask on. Oh my gosh. Like you got grown men crying, as per what I think it was like one of the PAs on set saying that like people were crying because he was wearing that costume.
Sure.
And those are things that like just some fan service. I know some people want to take liberties and be like, hey, this is my vision of Star Wars. But then if someone goes, hey, this is my vision of Lord of the Rings, it's not going to hit. Because people are just like kind of like fanatic about these lore and these IP. I think Jon Favreau did such a great job with Mandalorian season 1 and 2, Season 3, I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
I feel like someone
Yeah.
just came in and be like, "Hey, just put Lizzo and Jack Black in this
It's
episode,
super interesting.
Yeah,
isn't it? How it just kind of like
that was
took a
Jack.
turn.
and it's
It
gonna
just
hit."
took a turn.
And I'm just like, and then
Yeah.
it's just a lot of weird
Well, and
things.
I wasn't PJ. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of Ahsoka. I thought it was okay, but it was like it was okay. Like it wasn't my favorite.
Ahsoka was good, and there's moments in Ahsoka that I was like, "Oh wow, this is awesome." But after episode 5, it started like tapering down.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's some really cool things in it for sure.
the zombies is shooting and walking like the Walking Dead. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like and the choreograph. I don't know. Some of the fight scenes were just like, I don't know. It just kind of tapered off a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if there's something to happen maybe with what's his name, Balin, like his character. Maybe
He's such a
maybe
bummer, that guy, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
Man, he's
maybe
such a good actor.
yeah.
Gosh.
But before we continue on, this is like great conversation we're having here. Snoke Dog,
What up, Santino?
what's up, Snoke? Pat's fan for life. What's up, Pat? Who else is here? Sharp. What's up, Scott? We got Flex in the house. What's up, Flex?
What's up,
Stoner. What's up, Sean?
John?
Who else? Martin K. What's up, Martin? How you doing, man? Lewis. What's up, Lewis? We got JT Lovecraft. Check him out on Instagram.
JT
does really amazing like lightsaber, I don't know, wielding, you could say. RMD is in the house. He was in San Diego Comic-Con. I was watching some of his posts on Instagram. Zombie Hunter 115. What's up, Zombie?
What's up?
Scott Berry in the house. What's up, Scott?
Scotty Keys.
And Gina B Collecting. What's up, Gina?
What's up,
it's been
Gina?
a long time.
Long time.
Grow up. Yeah. Yo, Tony's in the house. Uh-oh.
Tony, come on now. You know you like Andor.
Yeah, he knows. But season 2 looks great.
Hey, I converted Flex though, because Flex couldn't stand it. But you know what? Now that you can binge it, it speeds it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's
Flex loves
that
it
could
now.
help.
So,
That could help. You know, I'll
Honestly,
tell you what, like there's shows like take Umbrella Academy on Netflix, right? Like there's shows like that where like if you had to watch it week by week, it might be harder to watch that show week by week. Or there's some shows that are just like that, where if you can binge them one right after another, it changes the way you feel about them, right? So maybe that would help. I don't know.
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? Breaking Bad, I mean, it's one of the greatest TV shows ever made. It took a while for me to get through season 1 because the first 5 episodes, you're like, what the F is going on?
Right.
It's so slow. But finally, I just binge watched it, and oh my gosh, it is like
really good.
The best freaking TV show ever made.
It's really good. And it does help though, PJ, if you haven't watched, if you know it's good, if you know people love the show and you haven't watched it, it is helpful when you wait, knowing it's worth it going through some of those slower episodes. It's going to be worth it, right? So you can get through some of that content knowing it's going to pay off. It's hard going through that stuff when the show is, let's say in Andor, if you think an Andor is really slow, you don't know if it's going to pay off. If you're watching it every week by week, and it's a lot, it's just come out.
Right.
It's harder to watch a show like that. Acolyte could be the same way, where you're watching it and you're just like, man, I don't know if this is worth it. And so if it was all out, you could watch the whole thing and be like, oh, okay, that was cool. Right. And it didn't take weeks of your life to get through a series.
Yeah.
Right.
That, and then you don't have to wait. Well, that, and then you don't have to wait in between week after week hearing everyone's thoughts on it.
Right.
Like if we could all binge it and then collectively say, okay, I liked it because of this. This was
it
cool,
might
this
help.
was bad.
Actually, you know what? I might binge watch Andor again. Let's see, maybe my score might go up.
It makes a difference. I watched it the second time and I was like, I mean, I liked it the first time, but when I watched it the second time, I liked it better.
Well, actually, you know what? That's a great example is, with Clone Wars, right? I mean, if you watched it, you're like, oh my gosh, what the, right? But then if you binge watch it, you're like, oh wow, this is actually pretty decent.
There's also some episodes like with Clone Wars. There's episodes that you would, I would rather like, I think I'd rather shoot myself in the head than watch some of the Clone Wars episodes again. Like C-3PO and R2-D2 like gallivanting around the universe for no reason, just doing things. And you're just like, I get that you're just trying to fill an episode. I understand that, but like, I could never watch that again. Like there's certain episodes that I couldn't do that.
Well, can you imagine though? Like, let's go back to the weekly episodes, right? Now imagine you waited like a week for the next episode for Clone Wars, and that episode showed
Oh,
up.
it'd be horrible.
Then I think that's why, like, I think Netflix does it right, because I think they just have so much things in their library, where they could just give you the shows all at once.
It's their style that they've basically created, right? Essentially, like just binging stuff, and they've kept to it, which I appreciate. And I just think it works. It works really well. Now it's got to be sucky I get that it doesn't help certain companies to do that, because it's beneficial for certain brands and companies to go, hey, we're going to keep people on the
A subscription.
Yeah. And and keep them for a long time, and it's worth it. I get that. Netflix seems to just throw put more stuff at you, put more movies on there to make it worth it. And they let you binge stuff, which is really beneficial for things like Stranger Things. Like, it's just it's
so good, Cobra Kai and things like that. And the thing too is that, like, I would rather keep my out of all the streaming service, I keep my Netflix account active at all times.
Sure.
I don't mind, like, I pay $20 a month for it. Like, they just put out so much content. I mean, like, so even the documentary stuff, like, they put out, I'm like, I watched, was it Dancing with the Devil with the TikTok dancers? I have no idea how I got into that rabbit hole. It's just about these TikTokers. They got sucked into a cult and all that stuff. But anyway,
is it true story?
It is a true story, actually.
Dude, what? Freaking weird, man.
It's weird, but anyway, so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I loved it because I just sat there and I binge watched all 5-6 episodes in one sitting.
Yeah.
But that's why I keep my subscription on Netflix, because I love that.
They've also got some fantastic original movie content like Gray Man and what is it? They've got done other stuff with Gal Gadot, and they've just got some really good content that you can watch that's theirs. And like Extraction, right? Extraction 1 and 2 is fantastic. Like, it's just basically like John Wick, pretty much. Like, there's no plot, just shooting and killing people. And it's worth watching. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff, but that's the thing. You've got to throw a bunch of content at people to be able to keep that subscription worth it, right? That's tough, dude.
But yeah, that's tough. But I mean, I think if Disney goes that route instead of like this every week and I think you'll keep subscribers longer rather than subscribers like, oh, thank God that was done. So unsubscribe.
Especially the frustrations that people might have with, it might kill some of those things like, hey, this episode was only 30 minutes. Like, that's really frustrating to wait a week and be like 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Like, what the hell?
That's tough.
That would kind of go away if you were binging it, right? If you were just binging it, you'd be like, oh, all right, like, go to the next one. Like, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. I don't know. I don't know if that would help or not. I don't think
it will. I mean, it won't be as painful.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think the hate won't be as, as crazy as it was.
It definitely will help the hate go away sooner. Like, if people binge and don't like it, they will hate it and then stop hating it sooner than
in 2 weeks. It'll be over.
Yeah. Right.
We'll be on to the next.
As opposed to like the next episode, I freaking hate it, and then it's like for 8 weeks you're just dealing with just complete. That's why it sucked the life out of us. Like,
I understand that, and
it's just like, oh my God.
If you didn't like it, I can appreciate that. And that's a tough part. Is I just think that, I've said this. I think PJ, we've talked about this before in the past, where I just think Star Wars has a really tough situation where canon is a really hard thing to make content around. I just feel like slotting things in the right place, making sure that the canon fits, and everything you put on the screen is now like in this canon right? So like you can't just do like a what if Star Wars type of thing because it's technically canon. Like the way they've worked it, the way they've made this thing, it's like when they make content, it's actually like canon in the universe. And so like, the Kiadi Mundi stuff, like all this stuff, like people get pissed because it screws things up they think it screws things up and they get mad. And it's like, I just think the canon stuff's really hard to deal with in Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I just think that like maybe, just put people that love and are fanatics about Star Wars. I think if anybody on this panel, I think if we're part of Lucasfilms, I honestly think that we would probably create one of the greatest Star Wars like content.
You would think so, PJ, but then you think about like look at Jon Favreau wrote Book of Boba Fett. Like
I don't know,
he loves
man.
Star Wars. He loves Star Wars, probably just as much as we all do. And like, again, I'll go back to George Lucas wrote and directed episodes 1, 2, and 3. Episode 3 is fantastic. Absolutely great. Love it. But episode 1, 2, and 3 has a lot of flaws in it and has a lot of horrible acting in it. Has a lot of like really like Natalie Portman. I've never seen her act as poorly as she acted in Star Wars ever. And so like there's things that happened like that where I'm just like, dude, you're probably right. I would love someone that absolutely loves Star Wars to freaking take something and just freaking go with it and make some really cool shit. But it just doesn't seem to. I don't know.
I think it can happen just because you know what it is. Trying to capture that same lightning in the bottle like that happened in the 70s and early 80s with the original trilogy. And I think Sean would agree with me on this one is that like some of the like Joe Johnston, like like all those like people, the Dykstra camera, the people that worked on those, it was like talent after talent after talent. Even see the thing too, George Lucas, he's the mind of everything.
Oh, he's a visionary. He's incredible visionary. Yeah,
but he cannot write.
No, he can't direct either.
He can't direct either,
and he didn't direct the first.
Edit.
He didn't direct the first movies. So like, look, it's George Lucas is a visionary like beast of a person. He's a genius, like in that sense. He made an incredible world that we all absolutely love. It's just, he had other people working around him for those original movies that were just as passionate about what they did as anything else. And they were coming up with crazy shit like making all this stuff that we love that was just made out of freaking like whatever they had around them, essentially. It was freaking crazy.
Yeah, you got Phil Tippett, who's also like a freaking legend who could come up with these characters and just like off the top of his head. But so I think we just need to do things like that if you want to capture the lightning in the bottle too. Sure. And I had a conversation with another a friend of mine about this. It's like he loves Terminator 1 and 2. But after that, it's just
yeah, and look, a good example of that, PJ, of being able to do something good in the modern age, but like when our time right now, the year of our Lord 2024, is Romulus.
Romulus.
Alien Romulus is a good example of being able to take something that people loved and then making something that fits right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Or around it, and people love it. Because it's getting rave reviews.
It is. I'm watching on Friday, so I'm excited.
Oh, I'm super pumped. Everyone seems to love it. I'm super pumped about it. It's harkening back to that like horror aspect of Alien, but still has the action in it. It's really cool. Like it is possible, is what I'm saying. It is. You're right. It is possible. But it's just hard to do.
It's just do the same thing. It's like the freaking blueprints right there. Right, Sean? Like, I mean, just follow the freaking like what they did in the original trilogy. Okay, props and you
have enough resource. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's why
Rogue One was Prey. Yeah, someone mentioned Prey. Prey was another one.
Yeah, but Disney's ego, they want to make it theirs. They really do. I mean, that's why they're trying to kill the old characters off. I mean, I'll be more than happy to get rid of the Skywalker legacy. Like, let's just move on to something new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. And one thing, guys, I haven't mentioned that I don't think is really, I personally don't think is as big of a problem that I've seen is, the whole like people not wanting like gay characters or women or Asian characters or anything. Like I don't see that as being that big of a deal, because I think we push that on people, that like we make people seem to be like horrible people that way. I will say this. The only thing I'll say about that is that if you don't like that, I think you might have trouble living in the world we live in, because I just think that is the world we live in, and they're just, anybody that makes content these days is just projecting the world we live in.
Well,
right. And it is what it is. It's
see, here's the thing too. And I've noticed that, like I observed that, like, what you're mentioning, because, in Game of Thrones or House of Dragons, a majority, I mean, you're watching it and there's all these different types of characters that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, but no one cares. It's a good written story, but
because the writing's good.
The writing's great. The story's great.
Yeah, and
the acting's phenomenal.
A good example of what not to do, PJ, is in Endgame when they had all those ladies come into that shot.
Make it awkward. And
that's exactly what not to do. Like that's the kind of stuff that I don't like that anybody does to shove stuff like that down to people's throats. It's like, okay, we get it. They're all women. They're all super.
But the thing too is that, like, it's been around. Like George R.R. Martin, that House of Dragons is based off the book, right? Mm-hmm. So it's been around, it's been written. The only thing is that there are content creators out there that live off making money on getting people riled up. That's just part of their channel.
Sure.
That's how they make money. And there's two sides. And then there's people that's in the middle, like us, that don't really give a crap about any of that, right?
Yeah. There's
it's just the way it is.
I only want to see a universe that would be realistic, in the sense of, like, I don't want to see a Star Wars where everyone's white and running or walking around. I don't want to see a Star Wars where I want to see a world that we live in where everybody's different. Everybody thinks differently. Everyone has a different opinion on things. Everyone has a different religion. Like, everybody, like, there's, especially in Star Wars, there's aliens all over the place. There's all kinds of different things. Like, that's cool. I want to see that. Right. I can understand the problem of, like, don't shove it in people's faces. I can understand that. In watching Acolyte, I didn't feel that. And maybe that's just a different way of watching it. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was being shoved in my face.
I just, I think, but again, there are content creators out there to just focus on that.
Yeah, sure.
And honestly, for me, and I think we talked about it in the show, is that it's just poor writing and just
sure.
the bipolarness of that show, where it's like the two girls, they hate each other, love each other, kill each other. It's like, whoa, what is going on? But then, what really pissed me off, and I think Sean knows this, is that episode 7 is the same as episode 3. Like, I'm just like, this is just
it was a different camera angle. What are you talking about?
I know. I understand that. I understand.
Like, you like kind of, it's like you're going to a magic show and the guy's like pulling a rabbit out of the hat, and you're like, they're like, yeah, it's magic.
No, there's 100%. There's some things in that show where I was like, really? Okay, like, whatever. I think what helped is that I just tried to, I've been trying to just not take things personally. I want to go into everything I watch that way, where I'm just like, let me not worry about this, and just let's see if I can have a good, enjoyable time watching.
Like I said, I think the problem is, like, there are content creators, and there's also, like, we talk about content creators are negative and they kind of live off of that, but there's also other content creators that just love everything.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like,
there's nothing critical they can say about it.
Yes, and it's like, and you're like,
that's not helpful necessarily either.
It's almost like you're being,
I would agree with people when they say, hey, how are things going to change if we don't say something? If we don't, like, actively like say that we're not happy about something? I totally understand that. What I would love everyone to understand is that not everyone believes the same thing you do. Right?
Yeah.
Just because you're mad about something doesn't mean that I am. Or doesn't mean that you, PJ, or you, Sean, like, we aren't all mad or frustrated about the same thing. So to lump people in is not helpful. I think it's okay for you to say, I don't like this because of this reason. And I think there's possibly other people that may not like this. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Because I would agree, there's probably plenty of people that don't. But there are plenty of people, like me, CC, Jason, even some of these people that were just like, yeah, it's fine. It was okay. Like, I didn't mind watching it. It was okay. I wasn't frustrated or mad about necessarily anything, and that's okay. And ultimately, if you really think about it, the majority of fans of people that like Star Wars are those people, as in my parents that like Star Wars, but they're not like crazy Star Wars fans. They just like Star Wars. They're not mad about anything. They watch something and go, "Oh, that was good." And then they go on to the next thing. The reason they can do that is because they don't take Star Wars so effing personally. And it's not an affront to their like belief system when something isn't the way they want it to be. They also don't know Star Wars like you guys or me or someone else knows Star Wars. And so I get it. It's a totally different experience.
But I think that, like I said, like, you know, with Deadpool and Wolverine, they did it so well where it hit all audience.
Yeah.
And I think that I think there is a little bit of everything for everyone that they could put in a movie or a content or a TV show.
But Deadpool and Wolverine, I think most people went to it without high expectations. I think we kind of went to it going, this is just going to be funny. It's going to be a typical Deadpool movie. But when we go into Star Wars, all of a sudden we put our glasses on and we start analyzing.
Yeah, with Sean, though, I do think the new Skeleton Crew show will be that because it feels that way. I feel like everyone's going to go into that show going, this is going to be Goonies in space, which if you watch Goonies, it's just an adventure. Like you can sit back and relax and just go, let me see this adventure and enjoy like kids being like passionate and really like you watch Goonies and you're like, I love watching this thing through the eyes of like kids. Like it's just super, super fun. And I hope Skeleton Crew is like that because that would be really
But I've heard people even say that the Skeleton Crew is actually going to be more adult than you think.
It's possible. It's possible.
You know, I'm going into it with an open mind to it. I'm not going to be overcritical of it. I mean, if you've like Stranger Things, you like Goonies, and you like Star Wars, that's not a bad trio.
No, it's not.
Well, you know, we'll see.
But even you know, and see, here's the thing too: is like, you know, obviously I'm an X-Men fan, going back to Deadpool and Wolverine, and I do know a lot of people that are X-Men fans, and they went into Deadpool and Wolverine expecting, you know, had high expectations, and they left happy.
Yeah, that's good.
Again, but see, here's the thing too: is that there's a little bit of everything for everyone, and I think it sparks up a conversation where, like, you know, people like kids could be like, why is people going crazy over the mask or his outfit, or what are those things where he's going through different timelines, and what are those, and people, and then the person that's a really like a hardcore X-Men or Wolverine fan can say, hey, that was the Age of Apocalypse, you went to Old Man Logan, and explains that, and those are conversations that is so meaningful. And again, if that's what $1 billion, and not to even say anything about the merch.
No,
I freaking bought that Wolverine open mouth bucket for experimental reasons. I mean, who does that?
Why not?
You dirty dog.
See what happens. No, I think. Listen, I think.
But you know, like Alien Romulus, that too.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a hit.
It's going to be a hit, and I hear what you're saying. I think I think one thing that really benefited the Deadpool movie was that they really respected Wolverine a lot. And, you know, they respected the character a lot. They you know what I mean? And that was a big buildup to that, right? Like, if they had really like hadn't treated that character correctly, it would have been a huge problem. And that's why that's why I have certain, that's why I think certain ways about like, okay, you know, you look at Acolyte, there's not really anything that they're like, there's not really any characters that they're messing with necessarily. But you know, you take something like Obi-Wan Kenobi show, right? You know, Obi-Wan show. I don't think they really did him a lot of justice in that show. Like, I just don't think it was good enough. I don't think it was a good enough show for the character that he is, and for Darth Vader and their relationship. I don't think it was a good enough show, and that to me is more of a problem than Acolyte.
Yeah, because you figure how great of a character Obi-Wan is, and they're not talking about doing a season 2. So
right?
You're like,
that's all I'm saying is that I just think I think if you think about it in those ways, you start to go, well, no shit, like that's crazy. Like they really didn't do him good the way they should. They really didn't respect that character, in my opinion, the way they should have.
I think it's the budget too. It was a very low budget show, and you could see it. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, when they were in that spaceport, right?
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, what is this?
Dude,
This
you know
is
what's fascinating? I've talked to Jason about this several times, about this idea that the volume is supposed to make things bigger and supposed to make you feel like you're shooting in this like really huge space. But for some reason, it translates into a smaller feeling show. Every time they shoot in the volume, I feel like we're shooting in this small, in this small space, and it's not a very big. That's why like I felt Andor was a better show, because I felt like they were shooting on location in a lot of places.
Yeah. They were.
And it felt really good. And that was one of the first shows that really went back to that after COVID. And maybe they're doing more of that now. I don't know. I don't know how much they use the volume versus real spaces anymore, but
maybe shoot in the volume for certain scenes, but not everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the ratio is now.
Yeah. All right. Toy Bill's in the house. What's up, Toy Bills?
What's up, Billy?
BMX Jenna Anthony in the house. Kathleen Kenny's Wizard. Come on, guys, just love it. Who else is here? The Collector #1. What's up, the Collector?
What's up?
Who else is here? OBP. Oh. You know who is here. Son of a. Okay. All right. Who else? That's it. All right. So let's. I do want to share something. I know, Matt, you mentioned something that there is no collectibles for Andor.
Seems like it.
I think you need to take it back.
I stand by my.
We have one.
I stand by my statement. I stand by my statement.
No, but it's actually not bad.
It's not horrible.
I tell you what,
no.
for Gentle Giant, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
They have a lot of.
We've seen worse.
Much. Yeah.
They have a lot of hits with the aliens, but when it comes to human characters, it's kind of hit or
Dude,
miss.
I walked through their SDCC booth, and it's not bad. Like, they've got some stuff that's actually pretty solid.
Oh, hold on, let me show you.
I definitely think that Gentle Giant's gotten a little bit better, but man, they've got some stuff.
Yeah, it's weird though, because it's hit and misses. It's like, who's doing your hits? Like, let's keep hiring those people.
And they're missing.
It's weird.
I mean, come on. This is
I just got that last week too.
Yeah,
that's a great piece.
It's freaking phenomenal, man. Like this is like, if they put this on a statue, like a quarter scale, like sign me up. And and Sean, I know you got yours too, but like the textures on like the robe, it's like
so good.
Yeah.
So, what number did you get? Because I got an artist proof.
397.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. And like I think the base, I'm not sure where the base is.
It's his chair.
It's his chair, right?
It's Palpatine's chair. Yeah, the bottom.
That's cool.
I love their half scale bust. They do phenomenal with them. Honestly,
that Gamorrean guard that's coming out is gonna be sick.
They do some good stuff. I just think it's easy to throw shade at Gentle Giant because of how poor some of the stuff that they come out with is. Like, it's their hits and misses they're either hits, they're good, or they're really bad. And so it's pretty easy when they come out with stuff that looks really wonky. But yeah, I'm glad they're coming out with some stuff that's decent. That's good.
Yeah. Let's talk about Skeleton Crew. I mean, like, I think everyone here on this panel is pretty excited, right? Well, not excited, but something that
I'm open-minded.
You're open-minded with this show.
I'm really excited
for this.
I'm really excited to watch this with my kids.
Me too.
Right there, you go.
Yeah, I didn't watch some of the other ones with my kids, mainly because I just wasn't. I didn't think it was something that they necessarily would like. I don't know. I don't know. This, I think, would be something they would really enjoy.
But that's why Disney's doing this, though. It's geared towards younger children.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's what it is too. I think they kind of have to go back to the basics, right? Like, I feel like this is suburbia in Star Wars. Like, this is freaking crazy.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but I can overlook.
No, but to be honest, guys, I think this is California. Like, I'm looking at the hills here.
Probably, probably.
But I'm just like, I'm sold. I'm like, yeah, count me in, man. It brings me back to the days of like in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, and I love those 80s movies, right? Like, look at this. This is pretty freaking cool, man.
Orange County, California.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you. I hear
Yeah.
you. I just think I just really I was a little bit, so the first teaser that we saw, I was a little concerned because I was like, this feels a little like I don't know what to think, right? I just wasn't sure what to think. Once we got the full trailer, I started to understand more of what they were doing. And it really does feel like that Goonies
80s, like
80, yeah, like maybe Super 8, maybe Super 8 type of feeling of, type of movie. I just think that they're going to go that direction, which is surprising they don't have JJ Abrams on it, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this is his wheelhouse,
that's
right?
like it's like his wheelhouse. But yeah, no, it does look, it looks good, man. I don't know. I'm not sure.
And the bikes are like speeder bikes, which is freaking what a cool idea, right?
Little like the BMX of speeder bikes.
Yeah. And Sean, what's your thoughts on that one? Because I know you're a BMX guy, so
I'm good with it. Like I said, it flows with the whole 80s Goonies vibe because they had their bikes and they're definitely playing off that. And I'm open-minded to it. Like I said,
it's a coming of age story, right? They get into this like ship. It like takes off on its own somehow, right? And now they're lost in space, which is kind of cool. Like, like imagine the things you'd come across just going like into space in Star Wars. It'd be crazy.
And look, they have freaking these like aliens as pets. There's a freaking flying gerbil.
Yeah,
you got like this goldfish. I mean, cool ideas. Like this is you got Jawas.
It's gonna be interesting to see who Jude Law is in this.
They say he's a Jedi.
Yeah, supposedly, and that, but still, you would think, okay, like let's say they come across a Jedi, you think the Jedi would then go, "Let me take you back home." Right?
Yeah,
where do you live? I'll take you back home. But for some reason, he's not going to do that. So the question is, why isn't he going to do that? Why isn't the adult taking these kids back home?
Or he might end up trying to take, we don't know yet.
Right.
Maybe
that's,
maybe
that's the whole idea. And they come across all kinds of craziness. Right. It's possible.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, this is something different. I'm looking forward to it. It's produced by Jon Favreau, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he wrote it, but John Watts and Christopher Ford, I guess, kind of collabed.
It reminds me in a slight way, and I know it's not anywhere near the same necessarily, but it feels a little bit, tiny bit. I don't know if you guys have seen Time Bandits, the new Apple TV show. My kid loves that show, and I've been watching it. It's actually entertaining. It's fun to watch, and so like. It kind of has a vibe like that where it's like it's just gonna be a fun show to watch. Like I hope it's not like 30-minute episodes. It's probably going to be. I mean, let's be honest.
What's with this 30 minutes?
Yeah,
that's tough. That's tough. They've got money. Come on.
It's tough, but like you could, out of any show, you could probably think this show would do that. Like this type of show would probably do a 30-minute because it's more of a kid-friendly show.
But
it's hard to get kids to watch things for a super long time.
Yeah, the attention span's gonna be super short.
Right. But the thing too is that like my kids love Stranger Things, and that's like close to an hour, right?
Yeah,
and I think
people are getting their bones broken in that thing. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Like, dying, like I mean, like crazy. Swallowed, like. But the thing too is that like there's so much room to build a character and build the story with hour-long episodes. With 30-minute episodes, if you think about it, if it's an 8-episode like season or series, like what is it 4-hour content as opposed to like how many episodes are there in Stranger Things? Like there's 13 1-hour episodes in the season. I mean, I think we deserve better. Like I said, like, they have all this money and I just think we deserve better. They got the resources. They have, we have so much
I feel like we
money.
need an hour at least. Yeah.
At least like
we wait all week. We wait all week. Oh, we can't wait. And you're like, oh, it's over. It's like,
You know, what's concerning to me is sometimes is when they make shows and they have another show coming out on top of another show. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like another show's in production while another show's coming out, and another, they do that whole leapfrog type of thing. What's concerning me is when shows come out closer together. Like Book of Boba Fett came out and then Obi-Wan came out. They were shooting Obi-Wan while Book of Boba Fett, I think, was pretty much done and coming out. Where if people didn't like Book of Boba Fett, they can't change things for Obi-Wan at that point. It's done so, right? They have to, whatever they did, they have to come out with. And so, any sort of like course correction or any sort of thing that they need to do to go, oh, the fans didn't like this, we need to do this. They can't do that after Acolyte with this show or any other, you know what I mean? Any other show that's in production. Yeah. They can't do that until later on. And so, I think this show is different enough that it's not going to have that issue because it's so different, right?
There's my favorite guy.
I know, dude. Look at that little elefante.
Did you see Cyclops back there?
Yeah,
the girl.
Yeah. Is that the same thing as what's his face has?
Lobot?
Yeah, Lobot.
Yes, that's his daughter.
Is it?
Bullshit.
No, I don't know.
Get out of here.
It's like his niece or something. Come on.
Yeah, it's his daughter. And you know how Lobot has the thing on his, and then now his daughter has this, and then maybe his son has like something over his mouth.
They come out of the womb like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. So yeah, D23. We'll talk more about that. They also showcased the trailer for Mando and Grogu. Yeah. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch it before Disney took it down.
What was it?
Mandalorian and Grogu.
The movie. The movie.
Yeah, the movie trailer. Yeah.
I thought it was fake what I was looking at when I looked at it. I looked at something that showed.
Wasn't that filmed from D3? Didn't they show it?
Yeah, D20. They Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni like showcased that.
Did you see it, PJ?
Yeah, I saw it, and then they took it down.
What did it look like?
It wasn't really much because they were still filming it. So Zeb was basically piloting the Razor Crest. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I saw that and I thought someone had made all of this stuff because I felt like I'd seen a lot of these things in different shows that maybe they just put things together.
Yeah, no, that one. And then so they have the snow speeders there, right? Like cool. Not snow speeders, the snow troopers.
Oh,
so snow troopers. Then they showed the Grogu crawling in like a little ventilation shaft. So
is he still the same puppet?
Yep, he's
the same thing. Mm-hmm. Holy shit, dude! They can't make him grow at all.
I mean, Yoda took how many years?
I know, it's so frustrating, man. Give the kid steroids or something. Like, get him bigger.
Yeah, and then like obviously, so it's gonna be released in May 2026, and here was the meme already. Somehow,
I keep looking to see if someone still has it up, but
no, they took it all down. Somehow the Razor Crest returned.
That's so funny.
And so people are gonna start selling those Razor Crests now. Actually, I looked; it's the same freaking price. It's not; it didn't go up in price.
It's interesting. I thought someone just like put Zeb into that shot from the show. So I didn't take it seriously, but maybe that's
It did look a little copy and paste, right?
Yeah, but
I think it's the contrast between his color and then all the muted backgrounds. It looked like he was pasted in there.
Yeah.
I do want to show this too. This is Director Krennic. This is real because you could tell that he aged a little bit here, even though it's supposed to be before.
It's before.
He's old. He's older.
This is the canon problems we have, guys. Like, what do you like? Hey, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, but it looks. I mean, I'm excited,
dude. He's so good.
Grandpa Krennic.
Yeah, and
Mendelsohn's so good.
So, some people were saying, "Oh, it's supposed to be fast forwarding 4 years after Andor." Season 1, but no, I think everything is taking place within 4 years. right? It's going to be doing a lot of time jumps. So it goes from like a really slow moving or slow paced show to like, oh shit, like we're hitting the throttle on this one.
Yeah, I think the next episode is. I think what I heard is the next episode supposed to be over the span of 2 years or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Or the next season. So I don't think they skip time. I think it's more so that the season itself goes over the span of 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, which I'm super excited for. I know Sean. Sean, you are.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. And I think a lot of people, when they watched the first season, they didn't see the big picture. Like, dude, this is like a setup. Like the second season's going to be amazing because it's leading up right into Rogue One. It's going to be
Dune and
awesome.
Dune Part 2. The same thing happened with Dune and Dune Part 2. Like, people couldn't figure out like why don't I like Dune, and then they watch Dune 2 and they're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I hope that's the case. I really like the first one, but it's slower. I can understand why people wouldn't like it. But I'm pumped for this next one. I really am.
And again, like, going back to what we were talking about before, I think, and I'm going to do this maybe right before Andor season 2 comes out, maybe just binge watch season 1 right leading up to the premiere of season 2.
Yeah.
And I think, because I gave the season of Andor's like season 1 of Andor like a 7.8, right? I enjoyed it. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Like, but it wasn't like my what I was used to. Right. The Star Wars I'm used to is like, episode 3. Mandalorian season 1 and 2. Those are Rogue One. Like, where it's a little bit more fast paced, and just like a lot of fun and things like that. But Andor was a lot more serious than those other or majority of the Star Wars content that we were used to. So, but again, I think if I binge watch it, I think I'll probably raise my score on that show.
I mean, look, this is one of those times where like, look, Andor is one of those shows where like when you're watching it, or even Rogue One, you're watching it and you're thinking to yourself like, why is this guy the only Mexican guy in the entire the entire universe? Like the entire universe, you never see, like, you hardly ever seen this, someone in Mexican do this kind of thing. So like that's the only thing that ever threw me off in Rogue One and Andor was his accent is like so thick. Like it's so thick, and like you're just not used to hearing that in Star Wars that it's like, wow, what's going on here? But I just think he's so good. He's so good. I thought I love K2SO. I'd love to see more K2SO in this.
Oh, well, he's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Ben Mendelsohn. I love the Mendelsohn character. I love it would be really interesting if we got to see Jin's dad. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Galen
Erso. If we saw some of that going on, that would be really fascinating. I really liked, what's the antique guy? Did he die? I can't remember what happened with him. The guy that did the antique store. What's his face?
Oh, yeah. I think he died.
Gosh, he was so good. What's his name? What actor is he? He's
I gotta look.
Lars Mikkelsen. Not Lars Mikkelsen. No. He's got like sons.
He's the It guy. Who is one of his, like, who's the guy that played It? It's that family, right?
Yeah, it's that family.
Gosh, he's so good. I just thought they did such a killer job with
Stellan Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, he played Luthen.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. Him, and I did he die? I can't remember if he died. That's one.
I think he died, right?
He might have. What's her face as Mon Mothma?
Yeah.
She's so good. I really was happy with the choices they made in this film or in the show, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So
you can't leave out Bix. That's my girl.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
See, just one reason to tune back in.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, she was amazing. So D23. Obviously, we got some really cool exclusives here. Talk about it.
Are you gonna get the ears?
No.
Those ears are pretty sick, though, dude.
Yeah,
you
they're
got
pretty sick.
stormtroopers and
Yeah.
Like if you've got a little girl or or a little boy, hey, listen,
yeah.
I'm not gonna judge, but if you got
He's
if you
not
got a little
judging.
kid that wants something like this, I mean, those ears are pretty sick, dude.
Yeah, my wife has honestly so many ears. Like she's a
Yeah.
My wife is a big Disney fanatic. Honestly,
yeah.
can I tell you? And I'll go in a little like 2-minute rant. Just give me 2 minutes. I told my wife we went to Disneyland earlier in the year. You know, she's the type of person that would stay from opening all the way to close and watch the fireworks. You know, and you guys watch the fireworks. When you leave, it's freaking like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Right, where it's just like I'm like, please,
Yeah.
someone don't cause a ruckus here because
Right.
there's gonna be a stampede.
You just wanna get
Anyway,
back to
long
your
story
car.
short, I was so exhausted, and I got 3 kids, and they're kind of getting older now, and I've been to Disney multiple times. Told my wife, that's it. I am not coming back to Disney and doing this again. I am so done. I
Yeah.
spend so much money. I walk a
know.
lot. I mean, I average like 20,000 steps a freaking day. And on top of that, I got to watch this stupid freaking fireworks show that it's basically the same, just different themes every time I come back.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I'm done. She's like, all right, wait in the hotel next time. I was like, I will. But guess what now? Guess what now, Matt? They freaking added the freaking drone show.
Oh, that's right. That's really cool. That's right.
I'm like, oh my god! But did you see how many people were freaking lining up to freaking watch that thing?
Not surprising.
Oh,
I mean,
bro.
that's it's a new like technology. People can't even like it. It's like can't even comprehend in their brain how this is working. Right? Like,
is that like the light show? Is that
it's
what it
the
is?
light show, but they're all drones.
They're all drones,
right?
drones
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So she's like, "Oh, we got to watch that now." I'm like, "Oh, freaking A,
Just
man."
wait till AI gets a hold of those things. You're gonna freaking.
Oh yeah, they're gonna attack us.
That's gonna be
all kinds of
Skynet.
people up. Yeah.
But real quick, did anyone try to pick up something during this event?
Not really. I didn't.
No, I've been good.
This stuff.
I honestly wanted
That
to
Star
get
Tour
this.
speeder is cool.
Oh, I really, really wanted to pick this up.
Dude, this thing's sick.
Dude, it's sold
got
out,
video-
dude.
Do you put your phone in the screen,
really
or
cool.
is that an actual video screen that's in it? Have you
I
seen
think-
it?
Yeah.
Like it plays video inside of it, like you're in the freaking.
Yes, I
It's sick.
wanted to get it. I couldn't
Like a studio scale model of that thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got an RX-24, which, by the way, I'm sure people are not going to open it up, right? Because it's a carded.
Oh, you shouldn't.
PJ,
Yeah,
can you play that? Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah,
I'll show you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit. Okay. Ah. Oh my gosh.
Dude, wait till you see the video inside. It's sick.
I tried to pick this damn thing up, man.
$300, dude. Jeez.
But guess how much it's selling for on eBay now?
Yeah, well, no
Like
shit.
$1,000.
I believe that.
I mean, it's so freaking cool though. Look at that.
People are gonna asshole PJ. You just can't stop that.
I know,
Yeah.
but oh man, look
Look
how
at
cool.
this.
That's crazy, dude.
Right? It's pretty badass.
Oh, look at that, man.
Is that
Dude, it is cool. It is cool.
And it's the 80s version. Well, the older version, should I say.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like you're in the actual ride.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Whoa. Yeah. Well, I missed out.
Sold out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Sold
nuts,
out.
dude. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually I would like to go to D23. Yeah, and this Kylo Ren Forge helmet was a limited edition. It was like $139. It lights up, sold out.
I mean,
I was
is D23 it's probably just when you're talking about the exhibition floor, it's probably got all kinds of Disney stuff, right? It's not like
all Disney stuff.
I would imagine that's a pretty big exhibition floor, isn't it? I mean, like that's
Yeah, I was
there's a lot
watching
of
some
Disney
video.
stuff.
a lot of cool stuff. Iron Studios was there. Obviously some of these, stands or shops were there
Did
selling a
those
lot of merch.
lightsaber hilts sell out? That 3 set?
Yeah, so I was trying to get, I didn't know that they were only selling the chosen one set, right?
Mm.
In D23. I thought they were selling it online. So when I logged in online, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. So I was like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna go try pick up these hilts. So I'm like, oh, it's in my cart. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh well, it timed out, whatever the case is, because you have like 10 minutes to check out, right? So it kept timing me out. But I did not realize that these were signed.
Oh, really?
They're signed by Matt Lanter, Ashley Eckstein,
Oh, okay.
and the guy that plays freaking Obi-Wan on the
We couldn't get that Hayden Christian, the Ewan McGregor signatures.
No, I mean this will be so much more. But can you
Yeah.
imagine, like for like $550? That's not bad. I mean, Ashley Eckstein charges like 100,
Yeah,
$120 for
that's not
her.
bad considering you get the autographs and then you get 3 hilts with it. I mean, even if they're girthy.
Yeah, they are pretty girthy. But anyway,
That's okay.
yeah. Man, was this something like you would pick up, Matt?
I did. So I don't know. I'm actually trying to find this thing because I'd love to send that. That's I feel like something Jason would really actually like, because
Which one?
I mean the thing you
Star Wars?
can't get anymore, but I just wanted to show him
Star
that
Wars?
if he had seen it. Yeah, it's really cool looking. Like that's really.
Yeah.
I hope they do more of that kind of stuff. That's really neat.
It's a Disney store. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool though.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have paid. There's no way I would have paid $300 for that. I think
Dude.
it's cool, but
But you would have gotten your money back if you decided to like not keep
yeah,
it and
yeah,
sell
you're
it.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, but oh
That
man,
Kylo
so cool.
helmet's not bad either, though. For $140 and it lights up.
Yeah. I mean,
know?
because the new Novo is like around like $700, and this is not bad for like an
Yeah, I
alternative.
mean, you got to consider what you're buying. $130, $40 helmet, but it looks good.
This one I picked up, so it's shipped. So I can't wait to. Don't ask me why. I just picked it up.
You're gonna
I
play with
missed
it in the
out.
bathtub.
Yeah, I missed out on the other
That's
two
cool.
things I wanted to get, but this one is still available, so I picked it up. So it folds up and things like that. So,
How
what
big is
else?
it?
It's the same size as the other Build-A-Droid droids. Remember,
Is it
Yeah,
1-to-1?
yeah.
I don't know if it's 1-to-1. Let me go look at the details here. It's
Did it actually walk?
yeah, 16 inches is the height.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big.
What does it do? Does it actually walk?
I don't know if it walks. Maybe, I don't know. They're
BJ
so
don't
big.
even know what he bought. He was
I don't even know what it bought. It's a
Dude, if
freaking
that
big-
thing walks, you got a freaking steal of a deal, bro. Like
Dude, it's a
that
freaking-
would be crazy.
Yeah, does it walk?
It says "test me" on the box, like a button.
Articulates into
Articulate,
stored
yeah.
rest mode configuration. Holds interactive power wrench included. Press top of the head to hear authentic character
It
sounds.
rests. It does rest though. It has a rest mode. so it can
It
rest.
rests mode. Yeah.
It goes into the fetal position.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though, man. It's honestly, if it went into that little position and came out of it and just didn't walk, if it just did
yeah.
that, it would be freaking
Yeah.
amazing.
For $50,
Yeah.
you can't beat it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This one's the time release RX-24. Obviously, this is in Oga's Cantina.
Dude, that backpack is sick.
Which
that
let me go.
little red backpack.
Oh yeah, this one's
That's
pretty cool.
freaking cool, dude.
Hell
You
yeah.
can still pick it up. It's $89.
That's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Loungefly makes this.
I like the design of that. That's pretty
I
cool.
like the straps on it.
So cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the straps are pretty cool. They're the panels from the Death Star.
I mean, the whole thing looks cool.
Loungefly
That-
does cool shit.
Yeah.
Here's I got this. Don't ask me. I just picked it up. I was very sad not picking up those hilts and the I had to.
So you had to spend some money.
I had to spend my money somewhere. And I think that's it. I mean, there's other cool stuff like the Marvels was pretty cool, like the Iron Man helmet. This Iron Man helmet, I know it's not Star Wars related. It was actually pretty cool for $140. It lights up and stuff. It's not bad.
Nice.
And you can wear it.
The shield looked cool. The broken shield.
Yeah, the broken shield looks cool. And this is a hot toy, but we're done playing with those.
$400. Shit.
Are you, PJ?
Dude,
Wait till we talk
$400 for
about
that
the
hot
Return of the Jedi Vader.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, no, I didn't pick it up, man. I did not pick it up. Not yet. Actually, that's a good segue. Let's talk about that. And Matt, I know you're out of hot toys, just like I am.
No problem. I still like talking about them though.
No. It's funny. You really are out of hot toys. I'm dabbling still. Like I have like my toe.
I'm out. You're still in, PJ. Just be honest about it.
Sean, do you still get hot toys? You still get some hot toys in there? No. Okay.
Sean, you're getting this one.
No.
You're getting a Chewbacca.
Dude, you've got to stay. Like if you get out of it, you got to get out of it, dude. Like you can't.
I still have them. But I keep the ones that I want. The last one I bought was that diecast 3PO because I've always wanted a diecast 3PO. And
he's got
the Darth Maul I have is the original Sideshow one, so the body's all loose. And then when they came out with this new one, I'm replacing the one that I have. So I'm
honestly, it's a problem. Like these Vaders are so good.
Yeah.
Every Vader they make is freaking amazing.
Like, just look at this. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
The hard part for me is when they do OT stuff. Even Hot Toys OT, I'm like, oh man, it's so hard. Like this right here, I would love to have this, but I'm restraining myself.
It's crazy, man.
It's badass. And then with the USB lights now, where the chest lights up and the belt, like, man, that's a winner.
Yeah,
so good.
I mean, as cool as this is, and I'm not picking it up. Already, I'm good with my Vaders. I already have too many freaking Vaders. But this is cool, man.
Sebastian's jaw, though, man.
This is Sebastian. Yeah, this looks freaking cool.
Well,
man.
do you have the quarter scale?
I had it. I sold it.
I had it at one point and sold it too, but that was incredible.
Oh,
that thing was unbelievable.
It was a hefty figure.
Amazing.
Oh man. So good and no, but this looks good, man. And congrats to anyone that picked this up. I mean, that portrait looks it's like amazing. It's like a 10 out of 10, man. That's Sebastian Shaw, man.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah. And then I think the helmet lights up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it does.
The light up features are so freaking dumb.
The only thing that's off on this is just the helmet's lit up. Like when he got lit up. You figured you'd get more lightning effects that you could put on the body or something.
Right,
it's just odd that the helmet lights up.
Yeah. And by the way, even though it's still a USB plug and play, look, it's losing power at the end like all of them does.
That's interesting. Why would they show that?
That's weird.
It looks like a lava lamp.
Right?
A thin lava lamp.
Yeah. It's gonna start bubbling.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, this is
great
cool,
figure.
Man. Look at that
figure.
Look, beautiful pictures, by the way. Like, I mean,
some of those are really nice.
Yeah, not gonna get it though. But you know what? I'm gonna get. Oh yeah,
Jar Jar Binks hot toy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That.
See, he's out, Matt. He's out.
I gotta make exceptions.
It's tough, dude. It's tough with the kind of stuff they're making now. It's really
but Jar Jar Binks, man.
I know.
I thought that stay with. I mean, we've known each other since
a long time.
And the fact that I remember we always talked about Jar Jar Binks. You were like, I could do without it. I'm like, no, I need it, and it finally is happening.
It's crazy.
I think they haven't announced it yet. I mean, they showcased like the prototype.
Yeah.
But,
they're coming out with that.
Oh, they're coming out.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get any more hot toys, but I'm all about Jar Jar Binks being made. Like, it's awesome. Like he's one of the craziest, like shittiest characters. That's what I love about Star Wars. It's the weird ass, like
tertiary characters,
shitty characters that is part of Star Wars. It's freaking fantastic.
Has anyone done a statue of him yet?
I don't think so.
Dude, if they do it,
that'll be next. That'd be
crazy.
I would literally cry in front of everyone.
I might have to. Yeah, I would be tempted to jump on something like that for sure.
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen. Have we seen yet we haven't seen Sideshow's Luke climbing up the ladder. We haven't seen like an actual picture yet, right?
We have like a teaser. I could show it to you guys, but speaking of Vader,
I'm waiting to see the sculpt on that.
Yeah,
that Luke.
I'm excited for that one.
Matt, dreams do come true at a cheap price.
What is it?
This is a
Jazz Raiders?
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's a costume.
Yeah. I'm shocked because
$1,000.
that's not
Right?
bad.
Is it
That's
not bad?
Not bad. Usually these it's $2,000 for the whole
Yeah,
shebang.
to build a decent Vader, like it's going to cost you some
Yeah.
coin. Like this is pretty
Yeah, but
inexpensive.
is this considered a decent Vader? I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's gonna be a 50. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be 501st worthy, but look at the storage case.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
It looks like a hot toy there.
I mean, for me and like, like the mess around and play
DJ's
around.
coming home like, hey, honey, check this out.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
honey,
she
it's
found
I mean,
it.
you're not wrong. It's like a fantastic like Halloween costume. There's no doubt. Like,
oh yeah, this is gonna be a Halloween costume. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
but the thing too is that like it's not bad for the price.
you know
like,
what they don't have, PJ?
What?
They don't have my size. I'd be
No,
I'd
they
be
got-
in a large.
they
I'd be
got
swimming in
large.
that thing.
Yeah, they got large and extra large. That's it.
Come on.
Yeah,
dude.
but I don't know if like what's the sizing guide here. Large is 44, 6 foot. I'm not even 6 foot.
Dude, a waist,
dude,
40-inch waist. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty big. That's big.
That's
yeah.
huge.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to stay true to Darth Vader.
But I
I'm
have to
not
double
sure.
up on that belt.
Yeah,
Really squeeze it.
we could both fit it. We'll
My
be like
gosh.
one guy working the right arm, one guy
crazy.
working the leg.
Job of the
Yeah.
Hutt costume.
Yeah. But what's cool is that they're doing some really cool costumes. I know they have like Spider-Man. I don't know if you saw the Spider-Man one. That one is pretty cool too. $500. And it comes in this like little package.
Dude,
I mean,
it's cool. It's cool that they're
not
doing
Star
this
Wars
kind of
related.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like it's cool that someone's making like solid like costumes, like, and they're calling it a costume. They're not calling it's not a freaking, go out to a it's not cosplay, right? Level necessarily. It's more like wear this at a Halloween party and it's gonna be freaking killer. And it'll last you a long time. It probably lasts you more than one party.
Or it's like if
Years,
someone's like, hey, Uncle PJ, can you be Spider-Man for my birthday party? Like, cool. And here I come.
Imagine those costumes as a little kid, and they were a little less expensive, and we had those to play Star Wars in. We would lose our minds.
Dude, you'd probably see those things in Vegas. You know those people that wear like the random costumes on the street in Vegas?
Oh, well, if you come to Matt, if you come to New York Comic-Con, you'll see a lot of them.
Yeah.
You're gonna see PJ walking around with that shit.
Yeah. I'll be coming in and just poking and be like, hey, give me some money. But yeah, it was pretty cool. What else is that just got announced for D23, back to D23. This is pretty cool. Saw this one. So this is I'm assuming
that
this is
110?
110. It has to be.
I think it's 110. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the quality of the portraits. They look.
Yeah, Yoda looks like a Tic Tac in that thing.
Right?
Come on, man.
He does.
That's tiny.
Yeah.
Tic Tac with a cape. It's crazy.
Cool, right? Cool design. I
yeah.
wish it was a quarter scale.
Are they resin?
Yeah, they're resin.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think who does it? Yeah, Kotobukiya is the company that doesn't do it in resin. They do like plastic.
The PVC, yeah.
The PVC, yeah. They also have the Anakin, which I'll show now. The Iron Studios quarter scale Anakin.
This looks crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Right?
They'll probably fix the face a little bit too, I would imagine.
Yeah, but they got the hooded version or the hooded portrait, which you can like the. Yeah, it's right in the.
Is that seam on the sleeve off, or is it me? Am I just staring at the top of his shoulder right there?
Yeah, that looked like a seam.
It's like you can move his arm. It's like an action figure.
It's definitely the plug-in for the arm. Like it's
that seems a little tough.
So what I'm waiting for is Blitzway to make their one. It's supposed to be 1/3 scale. Their 1/3 scale Anakin.
They're doing that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like part of their Black Label series. So I don't know if you've seen the Michael Jackson one.
Yeah.
So so it's similar to that with the rooted hair and things like that. I'm waiting for them to announce that because they've been teasing that that
Dude,
Anakin.
1/3 scale. Shit.
Yeah, that's a beast.
I know.
I saw that. I saw the in person. I saw the 1/3 scale mall.
Yeah.
It looked,
Yeah.
What'd you think
really
about
good.
that?
It looked. It's just huge. It's like way too big, but it's really, really good looking. Like it looks really good.
You're like, I can't fit that through my front door. Like,
Yeah,
what the shit?
but it's really. It looks really, really nice. They did a
Yeah.
killer job.
But see, the thing too is that they're, given what they're given, right? Like with, because Sideshow owns the 1/4 scale license, right? And it's the Kuchar brothers. They do
Yeah.
a lot of hits. So,
Yeah.
here, let me pull up that picture. So I mean, the pictures I feel like don't do it justice, but you saw it in person, right? And I know
Yeah.
you talk about it in your
Yeah.
on your channel. But you said you liked the bass, like the bass.
Yeah. So
it was nice.
I didn't originally like the bass. When I saw the bass, I thought it was very flat looking and like just like almost like an engraving of something in that section. When you look at it in person, it's like got depth in there. Like and it's all around. Like there's different scenes all around it. So like,
Yeah,
it looks really good. Like it's surprisingly really good. I just thought it was too much when I initially saw it, but then when I saw it in person, I was like, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like they're trying to like make it stand out necessarily. It's just it looks good. I don't know. And the likeness is really good. Like the whole thing is pretty fantastic.
Well, let me ask you this, right? And which looks better, I guess the shirtless or the non-shirtless?
I didn't see the shirted one. I saw the shirtless one. So
yeah,
I don't know if I just didn't see it or I don't know if I just didn't pay attention, but that looked great.
Okay.
This one looked great to me. It also really depends on how someone's taking a picture of something. When they get close to something, people just don't know how to take pictures. So they'll get like, if you go back to that other picture, very likely someone just got too close to him and it then made his face look too thin. And like the camera, they're using the wrong type. Like they're using, the wide angle camera. Wide angle cameras make you look like freaking weirdo when you put it a close up to anybody. And so like you've got to understand, if you're gonna take pictures and be critical about something, you got to take the right shot of it using the right lens, the right whatever, right? And so, or take it further back, and it's probably going to be more accurate, right?
Look at that. That looks pretty badass, though.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought it looked really good. All of their stuff, like the gladiator statue that I saw.
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
that thing's sweet.
That thing's really nice. The only thing I would say about the gladiator one is that some of the PCS I don't think does as good a job with textures, like as like Prime 1 does, right? Like Prime 1, all the textures everywhere are just incredible. Their textures are a little bit blah. Like they just okay. I mean, even in the shot right here, you can tell some of the textures just kind of like whatever, right? I just think they could do better with that. And the textures on the gladiators, like in the skin and stuff, wasn't as good as it could be, I think, but it was still really good though. It still looked really good.
You get a free bag of sand with it, so you put real sand on the base.
Sand on the base, dude. The base was like all sandy and stuff. It was nuts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Kuchar brothers designed this, and now they're exclusive to making just products for PCS.
That's cool.
One of my good friends, Franco Carlissimo, designed the base with all the different like scenes. So it was a nice collab. But I was talking to one of the Kuchar brothers, and I was like, "Hey man, are you making more Star Wars?" He's like, "Oh, you wait."
No.
Oh shit.
Oh, you wait. They got like a ton of designs that that's on our way.
But they're all 1/3 scale, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 1/3.
Like that's
I know.
Huge.
Yeah.
I know. But can you imagine if they actually nailed like maybe like a Princess Leia or even
cool.
Han Solo in 1/3?
Man, that'd be tough not to buy. It's like,
yeah, I mean they could do so much, right? This is the one of their designs that they're doing for sure. Oh man. How could
I'd love
I
to
say
see
no?
how they're
There's
gonna
a lot
pull
going
this
on
off, man. Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot going on there.
I gotta see how it comes out. I'm sure it's gonna come out phenomenal, but oh my goodness, man. Yeah, Star Wars is back, guys. In terms of collectability, I mean, Matt, we were like, where where were these statues when we were like,
Well,
collecting?
not to mention Hot Toys is just, I mean, it's
Oh,
like printing money. They're
Yeah.
just constantly coming out with new Star Wars stuff. It's nuts. I don't know what to think about that, but
Yeah.
it's really
And-
fun for everyone that's collecting. But yeah, we make fun of like Nathan Alker all the time when he does our show, because there's so much that he has to now decide to collect. Like all the Hot Toy stuff is just, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And it's like they're coming out of them so fast that like, man, it's just, that's too much. It's crazy.
That's why I just stick to statues now, because they don't come as often or come out as often.
Yeah.
I feel like every week there's, great content for all of us, right? Like for us to talk about it on our shows.
Well, for
so
sure.
keep making them.
But the problem though,
but I
BJ,
can't.
the problem with statues is that
Oh, you're right,
selling a statue is a nightmare.
Yeah, actually, it depends now, because I think they're making, because I think Sideshow has realized that they can't like overproduce them like they used to, like the Ahsoka Tano statue, the one with the Rebels version, right? That was like a edition size of 4,000.
Yeah.
For the regular edition.
Yeah.
Not including the exclusive, right? So I think they realized or learned their lesson. So like I think the Mace Windu is like an edition size of 600. A lot of their edition sizes are smaller now. So if it sells out, that's it. Like you can't get them anymore. Even that PCS mall, like the exclusive version is only 200. They only made 200 of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Are you going to get your money back? Yes, if you're lucky. But there's some statues like the Mythos Vader. That's like, I think a lot of people are paying over retail just to get that now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, I some of the stuff makes sense. I'm just trying to be careful. I don't know. I'm just trying to be careful how much stuff that I pick up that's statue wise. Like
you're getting this.
I know. I'd be very tempted to get this. I love Luke. So
yeah, I'm right there with you.
It's
all on the face sculpt. If they get the sculpt right,
I know you got to make him look like he got hit by a car. It's hard, but you got to figure out that like wonky
little
face
road
look.
rash.
Yeah, and that one's gonna be tough. Honestly, one that I've been trying to keep myself from getting, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to. It's a different franchise, but it's that Ripley that they came out with, Ellen Ripley that came out with.
Oh, Prime 1. Oh, dude, that's freaking phenomenal,
it's
man.
It's such a good statue, and I'm so tempted to get that.
Just do it.
It's so cool looking. She's got her jeans on. She's got the shoes on. Did you see, by the way, PJ? I don't know if you saw this, but Reebok's going to sell those shoes. Those Alien Romulus shoes. So sick, dude.
I'm thinking about actually, not to veer off topic too much, but I'm actually looking to get the popcorn buckets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they look so cool,
dude. I was talking to Jason about this earlier too. That like the popcorn bucket is now like a collectible thing. Not that it hasn't been, but it's like officially, I feel like that's going to be a line of just collectibles on its own. That you could just collect popcorn buckets from now on. I think you would have a crazy collection.
And some of them are going for a pretty penny. You know, actually, if you look at on eBay now, they're selling some of the Alien Romulus buckets for like twice the price now.
I think, dude, PJ, they had a booth at SDCC that was just selling popcorn buckets. That's all they were doing. It was an AMC booth just selling popcorn buckets.
Oh, son of a
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's a thing now. It's full on a thing. It's crazy.
I know. And I'm a sucker for those popcorn
really
buckets.
Cool. Really cool.
Yeah, so I know, Matt, you're definitely getting this as long as the portrait is good.
It'd be hard not to.
Even if it's say tailored, like it's not sculpted. It's the fabric is tailored. I mean, his outfit is tailored.
It would be fine if they tailored it because there's nothing flowing off of it. I don't like it when they do like capes that are tailored because I think capes look better,
sculpted
in my opinion. Yeah. But like this stuff is fine. Like you could totally do this stuff tailored, in actual like.
This is going to be ginormous.
I'm curious how they're holding the X-wing up. Is it just based on that ladder? Is it on that ladder alone?
Well, and it's just a piece of the X-wing, isn't it? Like yeah. I don't know, man. That's a good question.
But that's a big statue, though. Look at the base on it. Like that's
It's gonna be big, man.
It's sizable. Not to mention, it'd be interesting if they made it to where it's supposed to be, or it would work. It works really well if you just place it against a wall.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like that would be an interesting way to do this, where you go, okay, like this looks really good when you push it up against a wall because it's like, it fits like that
for support. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could pull it out, but I think it would look really good if you pushed it up against a wall, unless they've got something on the other side. I don't know how they're gonna make it. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I mean, I like the XM Luke, but man, if they really nail the portrait in this one, oh man.
Yeah, that's
dude, that ladder is gonna have to be made out of like reinforced steel for that thing to hold up.
I know, man.
Yeah, that's not resin.
No, that's definitely not resin, but it's a cool concept, and I like how they're doing something different. And that's one thing with Sideshow now. I feel like they're giving us some of the characters that we've been wanting, like Mace Windu, Cad Bane.
Yep,
like Cad Bane is phenomenal, man.
But BJ, don't you think it's easy and they've just been dumb?
Yes.
Like it's not that hard.
I absolutely agree with you. I think they realized, because obviously we talked about it in the past about some of the fan art creators out there, or custom creators, and I think they realized that there is a market for it, and they just been stupid about it. Honestly,
it's crazy.
All right, and then now, guess what? We're fucking eating it up.
I know.
Look at the freaking D23. Like it's selling out.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job doing it. Like they're doing good. I feel like a lot of the stuff they've come out with recently has been really solid. Mm-hmm. So they're not only bringing stuff out that we might want, they're doing it well, and I think that's going to benefit them in the long run. They'll get more sales out of it, right? Like, I mean, look at Sean. Look at the statue behind you, that XM Luke. Yeah. I have that as well. It is phenomenal, and it's the pose, the way he looks in that statue. It's perfect. It's, in my opinion, one of the best statues ever made. And so, I just hope they can do that with just give us a great pose, give us a great portrait if you're going to do a portrait, and it'll sell itself. Easy.
Because when you look at that, he's so stoic, and he's looking at the ad.
Yeah, of course.
Like as soon as you see it, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
And you don't need, you can use a piece of the snow speeder, right? Mm-hmm. You just need a piece of it as the base, and you don't have to go crazy with it, man. Like, some of the stuff they've done in the past, even like the Darth Vader Maul, the Darth Vader Mythos, the recent one. It looks really good, but it's just very, like, there's just so much to it. Like, there's just so much to look at that it's like, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of the craziness.
You just want something simple, and just capturing a moment in like Star Wars, like films.
That's it.
Stuff.
That's it.
Not
hard.
Speaking of Snowspeeder Luke and Snowspeeders, anyone picking this up? And by the way, I think there was a certain amount of Joe Johnson signed crew gift replicas of the Snowspeeder. Was anyone looking to pick this up? I mean, I saw
it in person. It looked good.
Yeah. How'd it look?
It looked good. I mean, it's small. It's small, but it is cool looking, and like, Jason talked to them a bunch about this and the ATST that they're coming out with.
I like that ATST, but I'm not feeling the little wood.
Yeah, no, and
I know it comes like that, but
right, and that's what I think people didn't understand, is that like straight out of the archives, that thing looks exactly like that. Like it's like it's got that wood base to it, right? Which is, when I initially saw it, I was like, what's going on here? Like, what am I missing? Like, why does this thing look like it just came out of the closet? But that's how it looked. And so once I understood that, I was like, oh, okay, you're playing towards the archive type of thing. Mm-hmm. It also comes without that, on a normal base,
it does.
Nice base. Yeah. They have another version that's coming out that's a black base.
Oh, so okay.
So it'll be nice. They have two different versions.
Do you know how much it's going to cost?
I don't. I want to say like 1,500 to something like that. Right?
Oh,
I mean, it's
Fudge.
probably Regal Robot type of prices, I would imagine, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I would think.
I mean, EFX is fairly expensive, but this was cool. Like, this is a nice little, like, yeah, it's a nice little thing. I mean, this is, I think this was like like you said, a crew gift, right? That they handed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
it's cool.
replica.
It's cool.
The regular version, not signed by Joe Johnston, is about $400. Is it big?
Mhm. It's not tiny, but I mean, the snow speeder itself is small, but the plat with on the thing and everything, it's like, you know, it's like this, it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not huge.
Yeah,
It's not
Sean,
huge, but
would you get this, Sean?
Probably not. I like it. I think you got to have the right space for it. If you had a nice wall space and something to kind of pair it with, I could see it doing that. But I don't even have a snow speeder in my collection. I need to get one, but like I said, I think you just got to have the right thing to pair it with.
yeah, the tough
mean,
part
it's a
about
cool
some of
idea.
those snow speeders that are like studio scale, those things are massive.
Yeah,
They're huge.
that's one
And
reason
so-
I don't have one. It's like-
exactly. And so that's why, like, if you're just wanting like a little something, this is a pretty cool thing to get. Like, it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
It's not crazy expensive. The signed one is a little expensive, but
yeah.
you
I
can't
mean,
even
it's
get
Joe
the-
Johnston, though.
yeah,
I
oh
mean,
yeah,
Joe-
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I was just debating because I saw that it was going out for pre-order, and Joe Johnson. There was a signed signature edition,
Yeah.
and I was tempted, but I was just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I really am happy to see
EFX doing something.
making things. Yeah, making things and coming
Yeah,
out with things.
that's true.
That's cool.
true.
I hope that they keep doing stuff and do well, because it'd be nice to have some options out there, right?
Yeah,
License options.
Yeah, I mean, I want an AT. I've been wanting an ATST.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
For the longest time, man. I mean, if they make that one, right? Are you gonna pick it up, Matt?
I would think about it. I mean, the tough part about anything like that is that you can also there are other people that make those things, and they make them very, very well, studio scale wise. And they even include like
Figurines.
different, like bases that have some really cool, like Andor forest type things and
Diorama bases.
yeah, like there's some really cool options out there. So I don't know what I would do, but I do want an ATSD at some point.
But here's the thing too, is that like the from EFX, that ATST, is that like scanned from like obviously the model, right?
I would think so. I mean,
Mhm.
the nice thing, okay, so I would say the reason anybody might want to go with EFX on almost anything is if you're a very hardcore on licensing. Like, if you're a licensed Star Wars person and you want that, then this is 100% where you want to go, because you can get an ATST from them that is licensed. You can get a snowspeeder that is licensed, right? Like, those things, you're not gonna get that from somebody else, right? Like,
yeah,
somebody that makes a studio scale thing in their garage that is amazing, that is incredible, right? There's people out there that do some incredible work, especially in the UK, but they're not licensed, and so you might care about that. I don't know.
But here's the thing too: are they like painting, like in terms of accuracy, right? Are they accurate to what we see?
More than this,
really?
Yeah, like the ones that like, I don't know if I don't want to say anybody's
I mean,
name, but the ones that people that
do
the ones that people do in like the UK, let's say a couple makers there that make like the Y-wing and some of this other stuff, the accuracy on those things are ridiculous. Like, they're making stuff that is like incredible and really, really well done. You'd be blessed to have one of those in your collection. That said, EFX is still doing a killer, like, they're still going to do a very good job, like a very killer job on their stuff. So, I don't think they're necessarily cutting corners or anything, but they do have to make a lot more, right? They're going to be bigger runs, and they're allowed to make bigger runs.
Yeah, and my curiosity is that, obviously these are going to be mass produced, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah.
And the thing too is, like, one thing I love about Regal, right? And we're gonna have him on the show. We're having Tom next week. The one thing I would love about his stuff is that he's the one that's approving the products are, and making sure that they're as accurate as possible, that because he goes to the archives and scans them.
Yes.
So
Yeah, no, for sure. The only
pretty
thing
penny, but yeah.
the only thing I'll fault Tom on is that he hasn't come out with an Ewok yet, and that's the only thing I can I can fault him with. I love the stuff that Tom
Oh,
makes
I'm
in
sure
Regal
it's coming.
Relevant. Yeah, it's freaking killer, and they do a very good job at every detail, and you're getting a killer piece when you get their stuff. I think EFX is they're down that road as well. I do think they put a lot into their stuff and a lot of research and a lot of effort into their stuff. You know, they have a bit of a past, right? Like there's a good bit of time where nobody got anything from them, and they're still bothered by that, and I can understand that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they lost the trust from the consumers,
yeah.
right?
Some people are
And
turned off by them, but they're coming. They're trying to get back into it.
yeah, I mean, we talked about this, right, Sean, last week. Is this, I guess, what do you call this? Like unhelmeted version? I mean, of,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. What do you
Yeah.
call it, Sean?
Forgot.
Yeah, but
I'm
pretty
allowed to
cool.
forget. I'm older than you guys.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're doing, yeah, Vader reveal helmet. That's what it's
Reveal.
called.
That's it.
They
That's
are
the-
making this
that's the
thing.
word.
Yeah, I mean, I have my reservations on it just because
Sure.
it's, you know, it's just a Vader helmet without the helmet or the dome.
Yeah, but you know, they're again, the one thing about EFX that I will say is that even
Mhm.
in talking with those guys, they try. I think they try to be as accurate as they possibly can be, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they do scan things, and they have
Mhm.
access, right? They do have access because they're a
Mhm.
licensee holder. So that's one of those situations where like you're gonna get something licensed, you're gonna get something that's I would imagine very accurate. But yeah, it's not like they're, you know, a lot of these things, it's not like they're coming out with like 10, 50, 60 of these things. Like they're usually making quite a bit, I would imagine. So
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited they're just back to making stuff again. And I honestly, it's a long time coming because they have the license. And I know we talked about it last time. It's like, come on, even with Sideshow, you guys have freaking one of the hardest license to get in the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're
yeah.
not doing anything with it.
No, I know.
And people would freaking die just to have that license, you know, and be able to make up products that they want and we want. So yeah. Yeah, what else I was gonna bring up? But I think you went to SDCC, right? I didn't go this year, but I'm looking to go back next year. But did you have a good time over
great.
there? Was
Yeah.
there, is it different without Sideshow being there?
Very different. I mean, Jason and CC came down. Which was
Mm.
probably the more fun part of that about it. We got to hang out and had a good time. We
Mm.
saw Sean Yutzi and some of those other guys, Mario,
Okay.
Danny Lee, some guys down there. That was really, it was really enjoyable to see just more collectors, and also like just everywhere you walk around, it's just fun. Like, you know, there's
Yeah.
like Hallmark,
Mm.
Hallmark came out with some new stuff. It was just random, right? To say like, oh, I want to see Hallmark stuff. But like you walk around the corner, you see these little Hallmark like carded figures that you can put on your tree.
Wow.
And it's just so sick. Like it's so cool to see that kind of thing coming out, right? I love it. And so I was fascinated by that kind of stuff. You know, stance, diff, like all that stuff. It's just so fun to look at and so fun to like try things on.
Yeah.
I loved it. I had a great time.
And you know, I love Stance, and I picked up that VHS episode 1 like box set that they had. A little expensive, but you know, I like.
Dude, I got the Jar Jar Binks socks.
Get out of here! No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fantastic.
So jelly.
Yeah, that was great. My favorite place to go was the Mondo store. The Mondo shop was one of my favorite places because they had a bunch of really cool Ninja Turtle stuff there. They had some Masters Universe stuff. It was fantastic. It was just super, super fun. And my kids loved walking around, and it was great, man. I really, really had a good time. But yes, do you miss Sideshow? Of course. Sideshow's booth at SDCC was always massive. It was huge. And like you could spend a whole afternoon just walking around to the Sideshow booth. And, you know, without it there, I just don't get it. I don't understand why it doesn't benefit Sideshow to be there. Like you would think, not only does it benefit Sideshow, but Sideshow would be getting XM, Prime One, all these other makers to like kick in to show their stuff there as well. I don't know why it doesn't make any sense for them to be
And
there.
logistically, it's the easiest show for them to do.
It's
like
super
down the road.
easy, and I know it's expensive, but you'd think, like I said, you'd think Prime One, XM, all of these companies would kick in to help them show their stuff there. And I just don't understand. I don't understand. I know the reason Sideshow's doing it is because they don't think they're getting enough versus doing the Sideshow Con. But in my opinion, the Sideshow Con is freaking dumb. It's just stupid. It's like, it just doesn't work. In my opinion, it's not as good as having a thing there where you reveal something and people get to see it with their own eyes. And they get to see the size of it and the feeling, what it looks like in person. It makes a huge difference.
You get more eyes on it rather than just the Sideshow eyes. Like, imagine like you, me, Sean, like we're all taking videos of it. We're all like, say we all had like our own, like separate
word
channels.
of mouth.
Yeah, you got like more eyes on it, more channels talking about it rather than Sideshow Con. People are just tuning in and they're like, whatever. I can't
for
see
sure.
it.
Well, and for us talking about it, like going and talking about it, saying like, think about what we just talked about with the PCS stuff, right? PCS, Iron Studios, Deadpool, and Wolverine. When you see those in person, you go, these things are amazing in person. They look incredible. Other people hear that and go, oh, cool. I was thinking about this. I was wondering what it would look like in person. I might buy this thing, right? That's a benefit to them, that their stuff actually looks good in person. Because we all know what things look like in pictures isn't necessarily what you're getting. And, as collectors, we want to see these things, or we want to know someone that has them that goes, this is that, right? About this collectible. And I think that's super beneficial. And I just don't know why they don't do it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Cause I mean, the benefits outweigh the risks. So
you'd think so, but
yeah, the ornaments, just real quick, before we wrap things up here.
So good. They're so good.
Dude, I can I tell you, I'm gonna, when it's the holiday season again, I have like so much ornaments. It's not effing, like I had to buy. I'm going to buy a bigger tree.
Just for the ornaments.
Just for the ornaments.
Holy
Sean
shit.
knows I have like all these ornaments, like, and my wife's like, she's a fanatic as much as I am with the ornaments, right? Like these ornament hanger sets. I bought them.
It's they weren't $100 though.
It's a trench run.
I know, it's thick.
It is cool.
Yeah.
And they look good in person too. All this stuff looks really good in person. The trench run, all that stuff. It's the stuff that blew me away. I'll say it again. It was those damn carded figures. We weren't expecting to see them.
Are they on this site?
Are they out yet? Or
no? Let me send you. I'll send you a shot.
Okay.
PJ. I think I've got one.
Oh, there's the Vader.
Oh, here's the Vader one. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yes, that's
Dude,
it.
That's sick.
Yeah, and they're not huge. They're very small. I wonder if you can go to the guy's hand. You can see the kind of sizing of it.
Oh,
they're very
cool.
They're very small, but they're as far as I can tell, they looked really accurate. Like I'm not a vintage person, but they did they look like the little vintage figures, and they're like,
yeah.
I know.
And think about this. Think about how many they can make.
Yeah,
they could make a whole series of all the carded figures. Like they had this one, the one you could buy that we didn't get. I just think we were passing by. You could get the what was it called, the Tusken Raider. So they had the Tusken Raider for sale there as an exclusive.
Oh, son of a.
Yeah, so the Tusken Raider was for sale at SDCC.
You know what? It's going to be, they're going to come to New York Comic Con.
Yeah, they could have it there, or they could have a different one.
Yeah, they could have a different one, but usually whatever their exclusive is going to be in San Diego. It's the same as San Diego.
Yeah, sure. You might have an option to get it. It was really cool looking. This one, like it says, it doesn't come out till October. So like they were showing it there, but they don't.
How
come
much
out till
was it?
later.
Do you know how much they were selling it for?
I would imagine it's around the same price as this one. I would think.
Oh, okay. I just see people selling it for twice as much, which is not too bad. It's like $60.
Yeah, no, I would think maybe it was like $30 or
yeah. But look at that. That's not.
It's cool, dude.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging these.
Oh, they're so cool, man.
And they're not $100.
Right.
Know?
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have just gotten this one because I'm like, man, I had the chance to do it. I might as well have.
Yeah.
But
got it.
you know what? You know what it was? Hold on. I don't think they were available. I think they were sold out. So I think that's why we didn't pick them up, because I'm trying to think to myself, like, why didn't I pick one up? I think it was sold out. And I think we really loved the Vader one, and it just wasn't even there. So
yeah, it was. So Hallmark, for Star Wars ornaments, or any ornaments actually, so they do 2 releases a year. So they just did one in July, right? And I bought a whole bunch. It's like Christmas in July for me.
it's crazy.
And then they're doing another round, which is going to include the vintage back figures in October. So that's why New York Comic. That's why I'm trying to convince you to come to New York Comic Con.
Dude, it's gonna be. Can you imagine having like a whole like little section of all the carded figures on your tree?
Dude, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick, man.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool,
dude.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But they're not bad. It's not. They're not like freaking 3. What were we spending on Hot Toys and statues? $400, $500, $600. How many carded Hallmark figures can we get with that?
But we were talking. We were talking at the SDCC about this. Like, how smart to do that. Like it's not that it's easy to do, but it's like an easy idea to like to make happen, considering all the other stuff they make, and like people are gonna go nuts for that shit.
Well,
like,
it's
perfect.
Yeah. The thing too, Matt, I never realized, because I've been going to the Hallmark booth for quite some time for New York Comic Con and San Diego, and I met some of those guys there. It's the same people that run that booth, and honestly, like, I did not know how many Hallmark fanatics are out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, go there. October 12th is the release date. Go to a Hallmark store on that day, and you're gonna see all these like older women going crazy trying to get Nightmare on what's that Christmas Nightmare
Night Before Christmas. Yeah,
Disney. They're like pushing you. You're like, I just want this carded figure. They're like, hey Matt, get the F out of the way. I'm trying to get this like Mickey Mouse like ornament that you're in the way of.
Well, not only that, but they sell, and I don't know if it's a Hallmark that sells this, but they've got those people that make like little villages for Christmas, right? They'll like a full-on like ceramic village of things where you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. Like that ornament stuff and like decorative stuff it's gotten pretty nuts, dude.
Yeah, and this is so cool, man.
I love it.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it for sure. So
yeah, I'm definitely getting it a Vader, no doubt.
That's pretty cool.
October 12th. Mark that in your calendars.
Is that all they have? Is the Vader on the site?
I think for now that's all they have, but they're gonna make more. There's no doubt. Yeah,
definitely they're gonna make more. I do want to share one more thing, guys. I know there's so much Star Wars stuff. That's crazy. So I know the berries were sharing this and like the Spice Runners Lounge. But I just want to show this. No, it's part. All over they were just kind of sharing it. They have a life-size Darth Vader animated.
From Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Jeez,
dude, imagine this next to your freaking Christmas tree, man.
Dude, where do you store that thing after it's done? Like,
you just put it in your collector's room.
You just put it next to your Christmas tree, and if your wife or loved one gives you hell.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Or you make it your Christmas tree and you just put garland and lights on it.
It freaking moves.
Dude, that's pretty crazy.
It says they have a life-size stormtrooper too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Is
that a Death Star ball that he's holding?
Yeah.
We would be honored if you would join us
for
this holiday celebration.
What? That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Nothing says.
It's got to be one giant hunk of plastic, right? It has to be for $300.
Yeah, but come on, dude.
Yeah.
Don't tell me this wouldn't make your holiday season.
Oh, it's really cool. If you had a big house, if you had a really big home, right? And you had a
could
really
get it past your wife.
Yeah, but if you had a really big home that you had areas that you could put some of this kind of stuff in, I think it would be cool. And you had a storage space to put this thing afterwards, like totally.
Stop. We all have to stop lying to ourselves. You know, we have the room. It's just that
There's
we have
no way. I hardly have room for a tree, dude. Like there's no way I could fit this.
Dude,
anywhere
put it
in my house.
outside. Put it outside.
Dude, the thing's gonna freaking die of sunstroke outside, bro.
It'll melt.
There's no way.
Honestly,
though, I'm excited to go to Home Depot and see this thing. I bet they had this thing going at Home Depot.
I bet you it sells out.
That's so cool, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna buy it now.
Are you?
I have to. And you know what? The only thing is, it's not even about the room. It's just like my wife giving me hell. She's gonna freaking decapitate me.
Hate this shit.
Oh, she's gonna hate it. She's gonna be like, "Why did you buy this?
Why does he have a lightsaber candy cane?" Do you have the stormtrooper?
Yeah. Let me look it up. Oh man, but come on, aren't we like? Isn't this? Oh, it's out of stock, dudes.
Already
makes sense.
It's out of freaking stock.
Yeah, I could.
Didn't make enough.
Oh my god, I missed out.
They're like, China, make more of them.
Yes,
send them over.
Actually, the Stormtrooper is available.
Where is it? Let me see it.
Hold on. Here it is.
Oh wow, he's like actually holding a full candy cane.
Yeah,
that's girthy,
dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean that looks pretty freaking good too, dude. Like,
come on,
to be honest,
man.
Swap out the candy cane, put an E11 in there.
Seriously, the helmet looks a little bit weird, but like,
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Look at the base, dude. The base is
not the holiday decorations we're looking for.
Dude, that's cool. The head, the way the head moves is awesome.
Can you imagine if you could take that head apart and put an RS helmet on there and actually make it act like somewhat accurate?
Only citizens with holiday spirit are permitted to
Hey, so if you're in the 501st and you don't really travel much, you could have a place to store your armor. Just put it on this bottom.
You know what? Guess what, guys? Christmas has just started for me.
This is pretty crazy.
The Trooper's pretty bad.
Dude, come on. I mean, but see, here's the thing too, is that like, this is freaking cool, man. Like, honestly, this one makes me happy to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And
well, look, it made all three of us just smile.
Oh yeah, it's great.
We're loving everything about it.
Yeah, and it was crazy. It's simple. It's not even like a freaking statue. It was actually like Hallmark and freaking.
You know, it's also just Christmas. I love Christmas time.
Yeah, me too.
Freaking
me too. All right, guys. So yeah, that was a great show, Matt. Thank you so much, man. We love having you on the show, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Can you let us know and let everyone know where they can hit you up and find you? I know you do. You guys have the Rogue 16. And
you can't hit me up because I don't want you to. So,
well,
like,
I mean, like
other than that, Rogue 16. We do shows every now and then. Like we're kind of in and out. You know, it just depends on people's like schedules and stuff. It's just hard.
I know. Yeah.
It's hard. So, but yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back doing a show soon. I think we still got to talk about the SDCC stuff and like in more depth. And there's a lot of new releases and stuff. But yeah, we're just not sweating it these days. You know, when we do it, and we're gonna, we'll enjoy it. We've been doing stuff with the guys in UK a little bit, which is nice. Like Parm and Tony and some of those guys, which is nice. And Nathan and so it's been enjoyable to do that. But yeah, just whenever we can. It's everyone's so busy these days with kids and school and all kinds of shit. So
yeah, but when you do come on the show, definitely enjoy it. Like I said,
no, it's great.
I caught the last stream. It was very informative, very fun.
Yeah, anytime.
So guys, please check out Matt on Rogue 16. Yeah, Sean, we'll be back next week with the man, the myth, the Spina.
That'll be cool, dude. Be cool.
He'll be back on next week to talk about all the stuff that is that was kind of like teased in San Diego Comic-Con. So
that's awesome.
But all right, guys, thank you guys for watching, and may the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever. I'm trying to find that outro. Here we go. Peace.